I'm meteorologist Allison Rogers, quickly checking in with our roads across the area, and you can see 275 over at the Ronald Reagan starting to become covered with snow, but it looks like our cars and the trucks and highway and everything like that still flowing okay, even though we do have that snow that's starting to cover the roads there. Notice that the grass not quite as covered. It is going to take a little bit tonight before we start to see that happening, but we are still tracking a lot of snow that's going to be moving through here throughout the next 24 hours. So snowfall right now across greater Cincinnati starting to work its way in yet again to the 275 loop. We have some snow that's coming down still on the lighter side throughout the Cincinnati metro, but I'm expecting to see another round of heavy snow kind of starting to work its way in. Likely more moderate than heavy, but we will start to see that heavier snowfall rolling in here later on tonight. I-74 snow's coming down there over towards Sunman and Manchester. I was checking in with some of the snowplow cameras out throughout Indiana, and it does look like some of the roads out there are starting to become a little bit more covered. That's something that will continue to happen here tonight. In fact, I expect even by tomorrow morning, we are dealing with widespread snow-covered roads, difficult to near impossible travel throughout the day tomorrow, which will likely continue into tomorrow night, possibly even into the evening time frame. Some snow showers coming down for the metro right now, some lighter snow starting to work its way in. Then we also have some snow impacting areas throughout Butler County, up a little bit closer to Franklin and Middletown, and then some additional snow going to start to work its way in from southern Indiana, southeastern Indiana. That's going to start to overspread parts of Butler County around Hamilton. Fairfield, you'll start to see some additional snow moving in here fairly soon. Into northern Kentucky, still some snow coming down closer to the airport, and then down south a little bit closer to the 71-75 split just outside of Crittenden. So snow showers will continue off and on for the rest of tonight. Showing you the snow machine here. That more moderate snow that's going to start to work its way in a little bit closer to Butler County. That's going to start to edge its way in here fairly soon, as well as some snow that's coming down throughout the Cincinnati metro. We have a lot of snow that's going to be rolling through here tonight. Notice all the snow back out toward Indiana, out toward Illinois. That still has to make its way in our direction. And then even beyond that, additional snow going to pull in here throughout the day tomorrow. So this is why we are looking at picking up a decent amount of snowfall tomorrow. Significant snowfall totals closer to a foot for some communities look like a really good possibility at this point. So tonight, more snow filtering in here, becomes more widespread closer to midnight, heavier at times as well. You notice that deeper blue color, and we'll see that throughout the overnight and into tomorrow morning. With those heavy waves of snow expected while it's still dark outside, while it's so cold outside, I do think that the roads are going to take a big hit overnight while we're sleeping, and will stay in rough shape throughout the duration of our snowfall event into Monday as well. In fact, we have that winter storm warning that's going at the top of your screen right now. That's in effect through noon on Monday, because that's when the impacts still are expected to linger until, even though the snow is likely to wrap up late tomorrow night, likely around this time to about midnight tomorrow night when we start to see most of our snow wrapping up. I do still think there is the window of opportunity for seeing some sleet to move into some of our far southeastern zones. If that does happen, then we will see some lower snowfall totals there. That is likely to be for areas pretty much I-71 into the south and east that have that potential for some sleet, therefore those slightly lower snow totals. If you're north and west of the 275 loop, you have a better chance of picking up closer to about 12 inches of snow. Throughout the afternoon tomorrow, we eventually are going to make a switch back over to a light snow, and that's going to leave a fresh coat of about 1 to 3 inches of snowfall on top of whatever falls during the day, which for some communities will be kind of a messy mixture of snow and sleet. So this is going to be a very heavy snow that comes in. This is something that you'll have to really be careful about whenever you're doing your snowfall removal, shoveling, or trying to even use that snow blower on driveways or sidewalks, things like that. Really take it easy whenever you're trying to do that, because on top of the heavy snow, we also are going to have temperatures that feel like sub-zero and maybe up to about 0 degrees. That's going to be the case for us through Tuesday, at least at this point. Now our flurries start to wrap up here Sunday night. I do still think there is the potential for a few lingering flurries into Monday morning, but nothing that would really add much to what we've already picked up. Again, 12 at least inches of snowfall for areas south or north of the 275 loop into the north and west of the 275 loop, about a foot or so of snow there. Totals closer to about 9 to 12 inches for the heart of the Cincinnati metro. With that potential for some sleet to work its way in, I do think our totals are a little bit less further south and east. And the tough thing about this is really going to be kind of a day of analyzing data type of event to see whether or not we end up seeing that dry air moving in aloft. But right now it still looks like that's very much a possibility, which would have an impact on those snow totals further to the south. Timing of this all, it continues to pick up as we head throughout the overnight time frame, and by tomorrow morning we are still going to see some heavy snow moving in here throughout the day, Sunday into Sunday evening. We'll start to see it kind of wrapping up Sunday night. Now, as far as totals are concerned, again, generally 8 to 12 inches for most of us, with significant travel issues being my main area of concern here with this entire event. I think the roads are going to be really difficult, if not impossible, throughout tomorrow. So I would not, if you don't have to leave the house, don't. Tomorrow all day long on Sunday, and then even into Monday, I do think some of those travel impacts will linger into the day, just because it is going to be so cold outside. So it is going to be really difficult for crews to kind of take care of the roads and things like that, even though I know they're working hard and they are trying. But I do think with how cold our temperatures are going to be and how much snow we are going to see, that's going to have a really significant impact on roads and the road conditions. Now, temperatures right now feel like about 3 degrees below zero in Cincinnati. I wish I could tell you that this starts to get better, but unfortunately, it looks like this is going to get worse. Feels like 2 degrees below zero in Wilmington, Lincoln Airport 5, 3 in Batavia, Hamilton 2. Our wind chills are going to sink. Not so much tomorrow. Those are going to hover likely around 0 or 5 degrees. But then on Monday, especially Monday morning, we start to see some of that cold air really filtering in here, and our wind chills are going to drop down to about 15 degrees below zero. That's why we have a cold weather advisory in place for Monday. Then Monday evening into Tuesday, we actually have an extreme cold watch because it looks like our wind chills are going to fall down possibly as low as about 20 degrees below zero, maybe even 25 degrees below zero. We'll be back with another update coming up at 10 o'clock. And of course, we've got News 5 at 11. We've got crews out, everybody kind of checking on the roads. Meteorologist Sabrina Bates in the background, or back there as well. And she's also helping me get through the night too. So we'll have more as we go through the overnight hours and into the day tomorrow coming up on WLDT News 5 at 11. But for now, send it back to programming.